What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. It is Sunday, May 12th, 2024, and I have an emergency alert to share with you guys. Right now, it is just after midnight here in the eastern United States, and we have some major breaking news coming in from Ukraine. So, Russian forces are continuing to advance in the Kharkiv Oblast, and this is very significant because Kharkiv is the second largest city in Ukraine. So it's very, very important to the Ukrainian economy. And Russian forces are continuing to advance. And 2 days ago, they launched a massive rocket attack on several villages in the Kharkiv Oblast, just over the border from Russia. And now the Russian forces have captured several villages. Okay, so this is very, very serious, guys. It looks like Russia is going to try to take Kharkiv. Now, if Russia tries to actually enter the city, it's going to be like Stalingrad. Okay, the Ukrainians are going to fight tooth and nail to keep Kharkiv because Kharkiv is, again, the second largest city by population in Ukraine. Okay, so very important to the Ukrainian economy. That would be like if China tried to take Los Angeles away from us. Okay, that would have a huge effect on our economy and on our country. Okay, so this is a very serious situation. I'm going to update you guys on the latest information that I have, but it does look like Russia is trying to advance towards Kharkiv. They've taken several villages along the border with Russia, and they're advancing every single hour. They're taking more and more territory and pushing forward closer to the city. Okay, these villages that they've taken already are just 20 miles away from downtown Kharkiv. Okay, and these are just preliminary reconnaissance elements. Okay, wait until they actually send the full assault force, the full assault element in. Okay, they have as many as 50,000 troops piled up right outside of Kharkiv in the Belgorod Oblast in Russia. They have 400 tanks, hundreds of MLRS. So this is a very serious situation. I want to quickly update you on the solar storm. So the solar storm is still ongoing. It's not as strong as it was last night, but KP levels are still over 7 this evening. And tomorrow, the KP levels are expected to rise again to potentially 9 plus again. So tomorrow evening, we could see round 2 of these global auroras. Okay, these auroras have been seen all over the globe now, from the tropics all the way up to the poles. So we could have global auroras again tomorrow, or actually today, Sunday, May the 12th, in the evening here in the eastern United States. Okay, that's when it's going to peak. So I'm hoping that the clouds clear out by tomorrow afternoon so I can see something tomorrow night, because I did not get a chance to see anything Friday night because it was so cloudy and rainy here. I just couldn't see anything at all. So hopefully the skies will clear for me. But what's interesting is the spaceweather.gov website. This is the NOAA space weather site, has had all kinds of issues the last 24 hours. And I don't know if it's because they're getting so much traffic and their servers are just not built to handle it, but I can't get into the spaceweather.gov website. So I don't even know what their official forecasts are. The only thing I have is this one right here. And they're saying in this update here that we could go up to G5 levels again tomorrow, or actually today, Sunday. This was updated at 13:30 Eastern time on the 11th, and they're saying on the 12th that there's a G4 geomagnetic storm watch related to that X5.8 flare that erupted late Friday night at around 9:23 p.m. Eastern time, or 21:23 Eastern time on Friday, and it's going to hit us on the 12th. Okay. They're saying here that the aurora could be visible as far south as Alabama to Northern California, and it could go up to G5 levels again. Okay, so tomorrow night, round 2, or tonight, round 2. Here we have some video footage coming out of the Galapagos Islands, guys. Look at this. Look at the sky here. The sky is literally pink in the Galapagos Islands, guys. That is literally, I believe, right on the equator or very close to the equator. Okay, so we had auroras go all the way down to the equator. This is the same strength as the Carrington event, guys. Okay, during the Carrington event, auroras were seen all the way down to the equator. Okay, this is absolutely insane. We are living in some crazy times right now, and I believe that this is all biblical. Okay, this global aurora could be a sign from God because of all the stuff going on around the world. This could be some kind of a sign. Okay, I believe this is biblical. This global aurora, all these wars going on, Israel about to start their operation in Rafa, Russia about to start their new offensive in Ukraine and potentially attack the Baltics and Poland as well. So all of this stuff happening at the same time, and it's extremely unusual, but this is crazy, guys. Just unbelievable, epic footage. And I want to just update you guys on something weird that happened late last night in Serbia and in Romania. For those of you guys who were watching my live stream Friday night, later on Friday night, I was tracking this Romanian reconnaissance plane that literally violated Serbia's airspace and flew into Serbia by about a mile and then turned around and left Serbia. And then it was doing some reconnaissance patterns here along the border of Serbia. And then shortly after this Romanian reconnaissance plane flew into Serbia, a Serbian Air Force helicopter flew towards Romania and then crossed into Romanian airspace and turned its transponder off. Okay. It took off from the Belgrade area, which is the capital of Serbia, and it went straight for Romania and flew over the Danube River, which forms the border with Serbia. And it was flying low the whole time to evade radar. It was flying at around 1,000 feet. And this update was sponsored by My Patriot Supply. Guys, My Patriot Supply is doing a discount on their 1-month emergency food supply. And to get the deal, you got to go to preparewithnyprepper.com, and the link is in the description below this video. This is a 1-month freeze-dried food supply. It has a 25-year shelf life. Normal price is $237. They've dropped it down to $177. So that's a savings of $60. And it's all packed within 2 rugged, water-resistant buckets. Free shipping is included. $177 for 1 month of food. Where are you going to find a deal like that? They also have a general store, and they're always running discounts in their general store on various prepping and survival items. They have everything from MREs, potassium iodide, to survival seeds. And to get to their general store, you got to click on the My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the page when you get to preparewithnyprepper.com. And you'll see when you get there, they have everything you can imagine. So use the link preparewithnyprepper.com to get $60 off the My Patriot Supply 1-month emergency food supply. That's $180 for 1 month of food, free shipping included. The link is in the description below this video. And also check out their general store. They have everything you can imagine prepping and survival related, and they're always running various discounts there, which is literally like right above the treetops. And then it crossed over into Romania and turned its transponder off. So looks like a tit for tat last night. Romania flying into Serbia and then Serbia flying into Romania. But there's nothing about this on mainstream media. So I'm pretty much the only person reporting this. And here's a close-up look at this Serbian government helicopter plane that flew into Romania. You can see the border here, Romania-Serbia, right on the Danube River. And as soon as it went into Romania, it turned its transponder off, and its altitude was very, very low. And then here's the close-up shot of the Romanian Air Force plane that flew into Serbia. Okay, and I verified this with other flight trackers, and I made sure to refresh my flight tracker to make sure it wasn't an error, because sometimes these flight trackers make mistakes. But I refreshed it multiple times, checked other flight trackers, and they were showing the same thing. Okay, this Romanian Air Force plane, an Antonov 30, crossed into Serbia by about a mile, and it did a U-turn around the little town of Grabovica. Okay, and then it left. So crazy. And then same thing on the other flight tracker here. This is a different flight tracker, showed the same exact thing. So let me know what you guys think happened here in the comments. What are your thoughts about this? Do you think maybe Romania was testing Serbia's air defenses? Do you think maybe the pilots just forgot that they flew into Serbian airspace? I don't know. I mean, these are very rural areas. Maybe they just forgot that, oh, this is the Serbian border, and then they crossed and they accidentally, they realized that they accidentally crossed, and then they turned around and came back. Or maybe it was just a probe and they were testing to see what Serbia's air defenses are like, if they have all these areas covered with radars or not. We also had this interesting encrypted radio traffic broadcasted on the primary U.S. nuclear war frequency, 11.175 megahertz. This is the primary frequency for U.S. nuclear forces. There was an encrypted signal that came in right before the solar storm hit us. Now, what's interesting is right before the solar storm hit us, 2 presidential doomsday planes went from Offutt Air Base in Omaha, Nebraska, home of Strategic Command, to a doomsday bunker in Colorado Springs, Cheyenne Mountain. Okay, 2 E-4B Night Watch planes flew to Colorado Springs the day before the solar storm. But listen to this, guys. This is weird. So this is some kind of an encrypted message, and usually they broadcast these for several minutes at a time. I'm not going to play the whole thing for you. It's just basically that for several minutes, okay? Want to just show you guys the latest situation in Kharkiv Oblast in Ukraine. So what you're looking at here is a map showing the front lines, and so this is the Russian-Ukrainian border. The green shaded areas represent areas that Russia used to hold. When they first invaded Ukraine, they held all this territory and then they lost it. And now they're pushing back into this area just north of Kharkiv city. This is the downtown. Look how close the Russians are. Okay. And we have major breaking news coming in that apparently the suburbs of Kharkiv have already been shelled. This was reported on Saturday, May the 11th, by a Ukrainian government source, that the suburbs of Kharkiv city have already been shelled. Okay, so we're not talking about these little farm towns. Okay, we're talking about the suburbs. Okay, literally the outskirts of Kharkiv have already been shelled. A few shells hit the suburbs. Okay, so Russia is coming, and we're hearing that they're reinforcing their positions. There's tanks and troops coming into these areas, but these red shaded areas represent the areas that Russia took control of in the last 48 hours. Now, what's interesting, something I want to show you guys, is the area that they took control of here, the Morakovets area, and all these little villages, Strelecha, Pilna, Borisivka. What's interesting is there's a road here that goes directly to Kharkiv. You see this road right here? Okay, this main road goes right to where the Russians are, and that's no surprise. They obviously wanted to gain a foothold here. So once they gain a foothold here, they can start funneling in the equipment down this highway straight into Kharkiv. And then here's another area where there's a road. Here's Vovchansk. The Russians basically already took this city. The map isn't updated yet, but they've already taken Vovchansk. And there's a road here from Vovchansk that goes directly to Kharkiv as well. You see this road right here? Okay, it goes south and then it turns to the west near Stary Saltiv and it goes straight into Kharkiv. Okay, so the Russians are right outside of Kharkiv and they have thousands and thousands of troops ready to pour in. And I do believe they're going to try to take Kharkiv. And I'm telling you guys, if they enter the city here, it's going to be a modern day Stalingrad because Ukraine cannot afford to lose Kharkiv because that would be a huge economic blow. So they're going to do everything in their power to keep it. And here's a picture of the new markings used by Russian forces. They have this diamond with an X over it. Very interesting. Here's a close-up look. So they're not using the Z anymore. They have this diamond and an X. Let me know what you guys think about that. What could that possibly mean? Does that even have any hidden meaning? I don't know, but very interesting. And here we have some footage of the Ukrainians blowing up a critical bridge in the northern part of Kharkiv Oblast. So this is the Seversky Donets River, and this bridge goes to Kharkiv. So Ukraine is now blowing up bridges because they want to slow down the Russian advance, okay? So this video was filmed at the Pechentsini Reservoir Dam Bridge over the Seversky Donets River within the town of Stary Saltiv. Okay, I just showed you guys on the map where Stary Saltiv is. Let me actually go back to the map. Okay, so Stary Saltiv is right here. So they blew this bridge right here. You can actually see right there, that little bridge. Well, that's exactly what's in this video. You see that right there? Okay, so they've blown this bridge here. Why? Because they know that Russia is going to do exactly what I just told you. They're going to come down from Vovchansk. They're going to go down this road here, and then they're going to try to cross over and go down this way. Okay, so they're trying to slow down the Russians as much as possible. Okay, so this is very, very serious. And the Hostri Kartusi unit of the separate Special Forces Detachment Omega of the National Guard of Ukraine have reported that the Ukrainian military was forced to leave some positions in the northern part of the Kharkiv Oblast, and another settlement came under Russian control. On Saturday evening, the Hostri Kartusi reported that due to the large onslaught of the Russians, the Ukrainian defenders had to withdraw from certain positions. At 1400 hours Kiev time, the fighting for settlement Khlyboki, which is strategically important, began. The Russians are dying in large numbers, but they are still pressing on and sometimes succeeding. The night will be tough, their report said. Okay, so right now, as you're listening to this video and as I'm recording this, the Russians are probably taking more of these little villages and they're trying to get close to the outskirts of Kharkiv. This is not the main invasion force, guys. This is just the reconnaissance elements, okay? They're getting everything in position. These are the support elements, the reconnaissance elements. They're not the assault element, okay? The assault element is waiting, okay, for everything to be cleared out for them. And then, once they establish control of all these villages here along this highway, you see all these villages here: Liptsy, Slobozhanske, Borshova, Ruski, Tishsky. Once they capture all these villages, then they're going to flood in 50,000 troops, and then they're going to be standing right outside of Kharkiv. And that's when things are really going to get crazy, okay? So I'm going to continue to monitor this like a hawk, and I will continue to update you guys as things unfold. So Ukrainian forces have withdrawn from several positions because they were just outnumbered. And Russian troops attacked a suburb of Kharkiv on Saturday evening, according to Kharkiv Mayor Ihor Terekov on Telegram. According to Ukraine's Air Force at 21:10, Terekov reported that an explosion was heard in Kharkiv. Later, it was reported as a strike in the outskirts. Okay. So Russia is already within artillery range of Kharkiv. Okay. This is not a long distance here. Okay. They can already start pounding Kharkiv easily if they want to. And a total of 970 people were evacuated from 3 hromadas in the northern part of the Kharkiv Oblast on May 10th and May 11th. A hromada is an administrative unit designating a village, several villages, a town, or their adjacent territories. The National Police of Ukraine released this statement. The police evacuated 970 people on May the 10th through 11th, 299 from the Tsirkuni territorial hromada, 183 from the Lipetsk hromada, 441 from the Vovchansk hromada. Kharkiv Oblast police evacuation crews are working under extreme difficult circumstances. The Russians have significantly ramped up attacks on frontline areas. The police said that a number of settlements near the Ukrainian-Russian border are currently uninhabitable. Kharkiv Oblast police are evacuating civilians from Tsirkuni, Lipetsk, and Vovchansk hromadas. On May 11th, 2 civilians were killed and 2 others wounded by Russian forces in the Vovchansk hromada of the Kharkiv Oblast, where Russians launched a new wave of offensive operations on Friday, May the 10th. All right, so very serious situation, guys. And Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has been briefed by Alexander Syrsky, the commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, on Saturday, May the 11th, and said that Ukraine was reinforcing its positions in Kharkiv Oblast. Apparently, there's defense operations currently underway. He said our defense operations in Kharkiv Oblast are underway in the vicinity of Streleha, Krasne, Morakovets, Olinkove, Lukyansky, Hatishtse, and Pletanivka. These villages are situated near the Ukrainian-Russian border. Our forces have been undertaking counteroffensive measures there for 2 days now, defending Ukrainian territory. I heard 2 reports from the commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Alexander Syrsky, one this morning and one just now. We are reinforcing our positions, especially in Kharkiv Oblast, transferring additional forces there. Our artillery forces are doing exactly what we need them to be doing. Okay, so it sounds like it's a little bit of a panic situation right now in Ukraine. And the authorities of the Russian city of Belgorod and Russian media reported a massive attack on Belgorod on Saturday evening by Ukraine, and they released some footage that unfortunately I cannot share here. But if you go to my Telegram channel, I will be posting that footage on my Telegram, and the link to my Telegram is in the comments down below. But Russian media posted a bunch of cars that were hit apparently by rockets. They're saying Ukrainian rockets. They showed some apartment buildings and stores that were hit. So it could be true. It could be fake. We don't know. Okay. And Latvia said that they're going to supply Ukraine with domestically produced drones and radar systems. These drone transfers were announced on the anniversary of Latvia's independence and confirmed by the ambassador today. The aim is to get them on the ground by the end of May as Ukraine pushes back against Russia's Kharkiv offensive. And members of the German parliament are in favor of deploying NATO countries' air defense systems in Poland and Romania to protect Ukraine's western regions by shooting down Russian missiles over western Ukraine. German politicians commented for FAZ, a German media outlet. Agnieszka Brugger from the Greens Party said she believes it would be best to deploy air defense systems on the borders of countries so that they could also protect Ukraine's western regions. Anton Hofreiter, also from the Greens Party, said that the possibility that Ukraine's airspace will be protected by systems located on the territory of Poland and Romania should not be ruled out in the long run. Meanwhile, Free Democrats Marcus Faber said that the number of air defense systems and missiles is already limited, which is why he believes it is important to assure there are enough of them in the long term. Under those circumstances, I think it would be possible to deploy Western air defense systems to protect the sky over Ukraine, he said. Rodrich Kiesewetter of the opposition Christian Democratic Union Party also spoke in favor of NATO forces shooting down Russian drones over Ukraine. This will ease the burden on the Ukrainian air defense and allow it to protect the front, Kiesewetter said. So basically, all the major political parties in Germany are in support of sending NATO air defense systems to Poland and Romania so they can be used to shoot down Russian missiles. Now, isn't it funny that the Germans are saying, yeah, let's send air defense systems to Poland and Romania so they can be the ones to shoot down the Russian missiles in Ukraine. And this way, if Russia decides to retaliate and say, okay, well, that makes Poland and Romania part of the conflict now because they're shooting down our missiles. So then we're going to have to attack Poland and Romania and try to destroy those air defense batteries. Obviously, it doesn't matter for Germany, right? Because Germany's way behind the front line. They're really far away from the war compared to Poland, which is right there. Romania's right there. So isn't it funny that Germany is pushing for this and they have no contribution to it? It's like, just crazy to me. And it just proves that NATO doesn't care about the Eastern European members. Okay. They just view Poland and the Baltics and Romania and all the former Warsaw Pact countries that joined NATO in the late 90s and early 2000s. They just view them as a buffer zone against Russia. That's all it is. They're just a buffer zone, just like how France and the UK saw Poland as a buffer against Hitler. Okay, that's why they didn't actually help Poland when Poland got invaded by Hitler. They just sat back and watched because they thought that somehow Hitler would be weakened by fighting Poland. And if they helped Poland, then, somehow Hitler could retreat and then regroup and try to attack France or something. It's just crazy, okay? But basically, they look at the Warsaw Pact countries in NATO as sacrificial lambs, okay? It's really disgusting, all right? And a train car from Belarus was not allowed to pass through to Lithuania due to the Russian war symbol that was painted on it. And what you're looking at here is a picture of that train car. You can see this Z painted on the door of this train car. The symbol of Russian aggression in Ukraine is under a ban in Lithuania. So the car had to be detached from the train, according to Lithuanian border guards. Absolutely crazy. And the Israeli army dropped leaflets in Rafa on Saturday. Look at all these leaflets, guys, literally raining leaflets from the sky, telling civilians to evacuate and to leave to the humanitarian zone. Okay, so Israel is going to go into Rafah any day now. I believe it's going to happen either this coming week or maybe the week right before Memorial Day, but it's going to happen within the next month. And it seems like it's going to happen at the same time as Russia kicks off their offensive. They've already started it. Okay, they've already started their offensive with this limited invasion of the Kharkiv Oblast, which is just a recon by force operation. Okay, it's not an actual assault just yet. So the offensive has already started in Ukraine, but I'm saying the main effort, okay, the assault elements, once Russia starts pouring in all these forces towards Kharkiv, it's going to happen at the same time as the Rafah operation in Israel. So it's going to be a lot of chaos in the coming weeks, and I'm going to be covering everything as much as possible, and I will go live if necessary. So that's the latest breaking news that I have. I will be back tomorrow or later today with more breaking news. Until next time, have a good night or have a good morning. And don't forget to check out my Telegram. I'll leave a link in the comments down below. I'm going to be posting all of my videos there. So if you have my Telegram, you'll never miss an update because I always post my updates there. So if you want to catch up on all my latest videos, if you haven't checked out my videos in a couple of hours or a couple of days, you can just go to my Telegram and they're all there. Very convenient, okay? So until next time, take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps: prepare, practice, and persevere.